All right, we are going to take some notes on transforming circles. So this is a concept that you guys actually learned in geometry if you took geometry last year. So we're just going to do a quick overview of what the graphing form looks like and then how to use it. So we are going to start with graphing form. So for a circle, it's going to look a little bit different. So we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, the information that this actually tells us is our h and our k values actually tell us the center of the circle. And then the other value in our equation here is our r value, and that tells us our radius. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of examples here. So let's get a different color here. All right, so our first example, we are going to write the equation of a circle centered at the point 2, -3 with a radius of 6. Okay, so for our example here, we have, so we're going to plug it in our graphing form. So we're going to have x minus, and then 2 is going to be our h value. Then we're going to square that, plus y. Our k value is -3, so we're going to subtract a -3, which turns it into a plus sign, equals, and then we have r squared, so we have 6 squared. And then to finish, we need to figure out what is 6 squared. So our equation in graphing form, like the final answer, is x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 36. Okay, our second example, I am going to actually draw in a graph here. So you guys, in your notebook, if you don't have graph paper, you can just really estimate where this is. It's really not a big deal. So let's go a vertex at -4, +2. And then let's do a radius of 5. Okay, and then get your circle just as good as you can. Doesn't need to be perfect. All right, so our directions here again are going to be write the equation. Okay, and then we have, so our center is -1, 2, 3, 4, +2. Okay, again, that tells us our h and our k values. So we're going to do x minus a -4 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals, and then you're going to find one of your radii. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have equals 5 squared. Okay, again, our final answer is going to be with that number actually squared. So we have x plus 4 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 25. Okay, then we're going to do one more example. So our last example here is going to be to actually graph. So number 3. So we're going to say graph the circle with the equation And we have x plus 4 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 9. Okay, so for our circle, the first step is that we are going to find our two important points. So we need to find our center, which is at, again, h comma k, and I'm going to just write it above there. Okay, so the way this works is going to be very similar to like the parabolas. So when we're inside the parentheses, our sign is going to be opposite because it's x minus h. So to turn this into a positive 4 here, we need to have a negative 4 plugged in. Okay, and then the same thing for our y value. So since we're inside those parentheses and our equation is normally y minus k, to have y minus 1, we need a positive 1k value. And then our radius is going to be the equation r squared equals 9. So to solve that, we would square root both sides, which tells us that our radius has to be 3. Remember, when we're solving an equation like this, we should have positive or negative. However, we can't have a radius with a negative, a circle with a negative radius. So we're going to just use the positive one. And then we're going to go ahead and sketch a graph here. All right, so we have our circle has a center at negative 4, 1. And then a radius of 3, the way we're going to do that is we're going to go 3 in each direction. So up 3, put a point. To the right 3, put a point. Down 3, and left 3. And then we're just going to do our circle the best that we can. And there are our notes for the day.